quite as tall as everybody. So thank you for having me here once more. And the most exciting part about the breakfast program, this is our 8th year, going into 8 years. We're in 4 schools. We're at Neil, Wood, Alberni, and McQuina. And with the reconfiguration of schools last year, moving all of the Gill students to Neil, keeping the grade 6s at the other elementary schools, and now this year those 6s stayed one more year, and they're grade 7s now. Instead of 150 to 200 children that we feed, we're feeding 300 children a morning. Wow. In these 4 schools. Now the exciting part is, we are now enlisting the grade 6s and grade 7s to come and do what they can. We don't put a knife in their hand to slice cheese or anything like that, but they can read to the children, they can count the children and squirt the sanitizer on their hands, they can greet the children, they can do a lot. We had 4 grade 7s from AW Neil last year who were already 7s. Those girls made 7 loaves of bread, toasted them all, buttered them all, and began handing them out to the children. So insurance covers them all from the school and from our liability insurance, and it's just incredible. So we have had many, many volunteers who just were pushing 80, pushing 85. Good old Ralph Mortensen, he's still going to go to McQuina every Monday that he can get there and bring his military tales about the flying years to them. And he brings telescopes and electrical things and shows them. And it's just all the way down to these new children. And we thought that it was going to be a while before the children were going to pay it forward. And 20 years from now, they were going to help the schools. But no, they're doing it now. The high school students last year from ADSS went over to Wood School and joined one of the teams. And my grandson, who started out in French immersion in kindergarten, is 14 now. And he's going to go with Grandpa Richard over to Wood School soon and be part of a team. So already, but the children are paying it forward. And of course, the grade 10, from grade 10 on, they can use these as community hours. So what we dearly need, however, are morning people who will come and toast some toast and cut some cheese and read a story to the children for 1 hour. And we'll just keep it going, keep it going. We will never delete this program if all we can do is get one person to go and make toast for those children. And it's not all about the food. I've mentioned this before. We might have 300 children, and there might be 50 of them or 60 of them who are hungry. The balance of them are from this dysfunctional world that we live in, and we don't know what their home life is like. They are just happy to come and be someplace quiet where they're accepted, where they're not being bullied. If they're too big, too tall, too short, too skinny, or the bullies come in where they can't go like this to the next door neighbor. And the teachers continue to tell us that their morning classes are incredibly different when these children have had a glass of milk, a piece of toast, a piece of cheese, piece of cucumber, believe it or not. They love cucumbers at 7:30 in the morning, and apples. So it's amazing. So I thank you for the donation. As I walk down the street and meet friends, I've got my motive in my head saying, oh, I wonder if they can butter toast, or I wonder if they can cut some cheese. And just always looking for people to help the children.
Sally, can you talk about your application process to be a volunteer? Because if I recall, I think we still have some forms in the briefcase.
Sure. The record check is mandatory even for the policemen or the paramedics or anybody who signs up. They do it willingly. It's a free record check for anyone. The application form is just a simple name, address, phone number, and there used to be, when we started out, needed to be church affiliation, not anymore. For halfway into the program of the 8 years, we found that that programs are losing volunteers, churches are losing members and whatnot. So we've opened it up to the community, and it's been wonderful. This is God's program to begin with, and we just don't run ahead of Him. He brings the volunteers, He brings the funding, He just, everything just works out beautifully. So anyone can apply, and you can go any day of the week, however many times you like to go. Probably between 7:30 and 8:45 in the morning, and then you're done. I have applications, and if anybody wants any or more information, just email me, mygalsal@shaw.ca, and I'll be happy to bring it to you.
Did you have questions, Cheryl?
Sally, on behalf of the Rotary Club, I'd like to thank you for coming today. I think we all here have recognized over the years the need for the breakfast programs right through the schools. And I think it shocked us earlier on when we found we were having to put there was such a program at the high school, for instance, because you would think that people that age would be able to cope, but they can't. And it's really encouraging to hear that there are high school students going from various programs to help you with the children. And a child who's hungry doesn't function well at school. So I think it's a gift to the child. They say if you're an educated child, you've educated a whole family. And you can't educate them if they're hungry.
That's
so
right.
On behalf of everybody, thank you very much. And that's for your coffee in the morning
Oh.
while you're helping the kids.
Thank you very much, Jillian.